this is Captain. So this is going to be a simple lobster pot tutorial. So this is going to be the first. I'll be making some other ones that are a little bit more complex, but in this one we're going to make it as simple as possible and show you how to make one of these lobster pots. So let's go ahead and get started. So first thing, just type in pot. You'll find them here. So you have your lobster pot. Let's go ahead and read it. $150 each. A trap for lobster and crabs. A portable trap for catching lobster and crabs on the seafloor. Weighs 45. It has a boolean to release the catch, just like the nets. You can let the crab out by pressing a button. It also will tell you the fill number. All right, so we just place this crab pot like so, and let's go ahead and look at some winches here. So I want to read the different features of the winches. So this one just has an up-down. This one does not have the capability to also dump the pot. You could use this one if you want that, but the length is only 10 meters. So you're only getting 10 meters of cable in this case. So what I'm going to use is the medium winch. This will give me 40 meters of cable. It will also allow me to use the on-off input there. So this will also let me to dump the pot itself. So let's go ahead and use the medium winch. That's just going to give me a little bit more of rope length. Next thing I want to do here is I'm going to grab a cable anchor. So here's a cable anchor. And we're just going to go ahead and place it right there. Next thing we'll do is grab the selection grid. We'll grab that, we'll cut it, and we'll move it up one. That will put it in line with the winch, and we'll paste it. Next thing here, we'll go to logic, and we'll go to rope. And when we connect that, it will pre-connect the cable so we don't have to add a cable. All right, so next thing we're going to do here is we'll build up the buoy. So we'll go ahead and put it on symmetry. And we'll just place some wedges here. And we want to leave an open volume in there. That will help with the buoyancy. So put some, by putting some of these wedges here, this will be, reduce the mass. If we go ahead and we look at the masses here for the different blocks, a standard block has a mass of 1, where a wedge has a block of 0.5. So these are going to be half as heavy as those standard blocks. So we're going to go ahead and put some corner pieces down here. All right, and then what we want to do here is we're going to go ahead and put some more of these wedges, like so. All right, good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and we'll go copy the other side here. And we'll just copy that, and we'll just flip it around, and bingo, we now have the other side of our buoy. Very simple. All right, so that's all merged together here. As you can see, two different parts. We have the red base, and we have the green buoy. Next, let's go to logic. First thing we're going to do is electrify this. So all we have to do is put electricity through the connectors like that. The crane on our boat is going to pass electricity through the connectors down to the winch, through the cable, and that's what's going to power the winch. So we don't need to have a battery on the pot. This is going to keep the weight down. This is going to keep the cost down. You have to care about the weight here, because if you have too many pots in your boat, you're going to sink your boat. So keeping the weight down is a good idea. Next thing, we'll go to data. We're going to send an on-off signal to the cable anchor. That's going to then send it to the next cable anchor. That's going to go down the cable, and it's going to send it to the winch. So we're going to do the on-off output here, and we're going to go to the down, which is going to let the cable out. And we're also going to hook it up to the release of the lobster pot. That's going to allow the lobsters to be dropped out, just like your net. So you can put this lobster pot hanging from your crane over a hopper, push the button, and it will also drop out the crab or lobster. So really simple. That is it. It is done. Let's go ahead and we'll save it. And let's go ahead. We'll go over to my crab boat, and we'll use this. This will be on the workshop, so you can grab it. All right, so here we are with my crab fishing boat. So we're just going to go ahead to selection grid. We'll do load content. Now we'll grab that new pot we just made, and we'll just load it on the deck here. All right, a couple things you're going to need. You're going to need a cable, so we have one there in storage. Other thing to look at here is you need to be able to pass that electricity through the connectors down to the winch, so make sure that your winch on your crane is powered to electricity. The other thing here, I have the trigger from the control handle. It's going to the on-off input on the winch. That's what's going to actually trigger this to drop the cable down and also to empty the pot. So we need to make sure we do that. Let's go ahead and spawn it. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on board. All right, so this is a very simple pot design here. Again, designed to be cheap, light. This is going to help you with your career game, as the heavier it is, the more expensive it's going to be. It's going to be harder. So, especially if you have a small boat and you're doing, maybe 1 or 2 pots on a very small beginner boat, you don't want it to be too heavy. I'm going to be doing some other videos on some more complex systems, but this is super simple. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to press and hold the space bar. If you want the winch to reel out any faster, just go ahead and click on the winch when you're building it and increase the speed. So we're just going to go ahead and I'll show you what happens. The bobber will go underwater for the buoy until it gets enough line to float. Then it'll float. So once that it floats, you can stop. All right, we'll go ahead and I'll just lower the crane, and that's all it is to set your pot. Now all you have to do to get some crab is wait. You can put the pot anywhere and it will catch crab. I tend to like to keep it towards the coast. I know some people want to put them very, very deep. You're going to have bigger systems. You can build some larger pot systems, but we'll go through those. All right, so I'll check back in with you guys when it has some crab in it. All right, so I just went down and checked, and we have 3 crab in the pot. So we're just going to go ahead and look over here. As you can see, there's the buoy. You're going to grab it with the cable, hook it back up to the winch. The longer you soak the pots, the more crab you're going to get in there until they fill all the way up. All right, so we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to start pulling up the ball for the buoy, and then I'm just going to place it on this little table here. That's just going to make it easier to detach the cable. All right, so now we're going to go down there. Again, this is all about simplicity with this build. There are going to be some more complex ones where you don't have to go through all the cable switching, but we'll go over those later. All right, so we'll detach this cable here, and we'll stow it. All right, then we want to grab the cable on the bottom here. So detach cable. All right, and then that goes right into the winch. All right, that's going to let us reel this all the way in. And it's also going to allow us to control the dump function of the pot. So we're just going to go all the way up. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll swing it over to the hopper. Again, you store crab in hopper just like you do with any other fish. All right, and so once we're over the hopper here, we're using the same key for this build to dump them. So I'm just going to press and hold the space bar. As you can see, the crab fall out. That's it. Let's go ahead and take a look. In the hopper, we should have 3 crab in there. As you can see, the hopper has 3 crab. That is it. Real simple. Now, it's not a big deal that when you press the space bar, it dumps them because, again, it really doesn't matter to us because we're going to be, it's going to be empty when we put it down on the ocean floor. So it doesn't matter that we're using both functionalities. If you want to do it a different way, you can. There'll be some more videos with some more complex systems. We're going to make one where as soon as it hits the water, it goes ahead and releases it. So what we'll do is we'll grab the cable here off the winch, hook it to the buoy. Again, it's omnidirectional. You can hook it to either side of the buoy here. And then we'll just grab a cable, grab the other side of the buoy, hook it up to the winch, and we're good to set the pot again. So real simple. Real easy. It's going to be light. It's going to be inexpensive. So this is going to be good for a starter career game. We'll do some more that are a little bit more complex. We'll do some that are kind of intended to simulate larger pots, kind of like Deadliest Catch style. So go ahead and tune in for those, and that's how you reset the pot. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you found it helpful, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.